No freaking way. I have a question. At what point will the American people rise up and start arresting tyrants? It's just come to mind because I'm looking at news over Michigan, which I've been following a little bit. This is from the Michigan governor page with Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Statement from Governor Whitmer over Michigan Supreme Court ruling over emergency powers. This is her official statement. Today, the Supreme Court ruling, handed down a narrow majority of Republican justices, is deeply disappointing, and I vehemently disagree with the court's interpretation of the Michigan Constitution. Right now, every state in the federal government has some form of declared emergency. With this decision, Michigan will become the sole outlier at a time when the Upper Peninsula is experiencing rates of COVID infections not seen since April. It is more important to note that the following ruling does not take effect for 21 days. Until then, my emergency declaration and powers retain the force of law. Furthermore, after 21 days, many of the responsive measures I put in place to control the spread of the virus will continue under alternative sources of authority that were not issued in today's ruling. So, in other words, when the three-branch government checked her power, she said, all right, I'm going to do it my own way. This is blatantly unconstitutional. In fact, it just brings up the question, well, not really a question, but brings up the fact that America has had it too good for too long. We don't know what it's like to actually take out tyrants. This is blatantly unconstitutional. I don't know how this is able to get around it. For context, this is from the Detroit News. High Court strikes down Whitmer's emergency powers. Governor vows to use other means. Gov vows to use other means. I know I shouldn't trust the headline, but let's keep going. Lansing, landmark ruling, far-reaching implications. Michigan Supreme Court decided on Friday that Governor Gretchen Whitmer violated her constitutional authority by continuing to issue orders that combat COVID-19 84 without approval of state lawmakers. Yeah. 2 out of 3. Yeah, she's ignoring 2 out of 3 branches of government thinking she's the final authority. No, she's not. State High Court Rule 4-3, state law allowing the governor to declare emergency powers keep in place without legislation input. The 1945 Emergency Powers of the Governor Act is unconstitutional. So yeah, right now we're in a constitutional crisis. We actually have a governor saying, fuck you, I'm doing what I want. And she thinks everybody's against her just because she's a woman. No, she's just, well, can't understand normal thinking. What is wrong with her? Either way, the ruling, which was requested by a federal judge early this year, serves as advice to federal court and indicts the court on the rule of suit challenging Governor Whitmer's emergency powers. And also, Michigan Supreme Court shut down granted Shitmer's coronavirus orders. This is just more information from the Washington Examiner. But this point right here, this just makes me wonder, why hasn't people arrested her? Look, I know everybody tries to do the Boogaloo meme and say tyrants, but let's be realistic. Even if you were going to go out and do that, would that work? That would just scare off. Well, here goes an interesting statistic before I go into that. About only 1/3 of the American Revolution actually was fighting against the British Crown. Another third was loyalists. And another third was just people just living along, get along to go along. That is a third you need to be dangerous about, the neutral ones, because they do whatever they're told. And with the media, they do whatever the media tells them to do. Therefore, if you went out on a boogaloo and took her out like you should, the media will come against you. Therefore, this is what she's doing is blatantly unconstitutional, therefore illegal, violating her oath of office. Therefore, it is up to we the people to actually, well, arrest her. Arrest her and try for treason. Because she's in violation of both the courts and the Senate. So, yeah. I've been going actually with a friend over this on the difference on why we should arrest versus we should just go guns blazing. Well, in other words, if we go in for an arrest, it actually shows the fact that, hey, look, we have a constitution, we have laws, we are going to follow said laws. Now, do you want to follow laws? That is up to you. But in the meantime, if you don't follow laws, you're going to be put down. It's just simple as that. It will show all the globalists, anybody who has power ambition to realize maybe I shouldn't try to abuse my position of power. This should be a penance, not a pleasure. And I think that's what America is fearing now. Well, America is lacking. America is lacking leaders who actually fear the people. Because let's face it, this whole COVID-19 pandemic just showed us that it's really easy to control people. It's way too easy to control people. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up for today. Solo, over and out.